So he has two very nice points, which is showing that he will be very wealthy. One is related to the house of wealth, and you would normally see 2nd and 11th. There are two more, and here we have that Jupiter in the 9th house, especially with the Mars. This is the yoga for wealth. And the other thing is, of course, you know, because you are already here for some time, 11th from the ascendant, that is Mars. This is related to that yoga, but there is 11 from Aruda, because 11 from Aruda is those gains which are tangible, not only conceptual, like from ascendant. So we have here Jupiter and Mars. This is one. Second is that Saturn, Moon, Ketu, and Saturn is an own sign. So this is the strength of the yoga. This can give wealth. Planet in own sign can bring a lot. And we would say we need some Atmakaraka connection for big wealth, to be a king of wealth, or exaltation, debilitation, all those Dipta Dhyavashta. Atmakaraka is Mars, so it's not connected, it's in 12th. But is there some bridge? Would be nice to have some connection of that Atmakaraka. And we see Saturn and Ketu are giving results of Mars, and hence Mars is connected. We will talk more about that bridge, because now you may see it, maybe justification, but when we will add later one important point, then you will see that this is exactly showing what has happened, the whole scenario. Now, why this was so important in his life, what this decided, the trajectory, the main path, main things, because it's related to the Jata Graha. It's either in Cancer, but even then the moon would be in that same Capricorn. So therefore, this is important. The concept of debt, concept of possible legal cases, because the Ketu is the 6th lord, and the losing the wealth, 2nd lord in the 8th. All those things are there, and they will be quite highlight of some major periods of his life. Then I must tell you that loaded 8th house many times is giving very wealthy people. So what would be those things which will tilt the scale and will tell us, no, this is a rather problem, or this can be a problem. This could start like a blessing and then turn into a problem. This is now when we will go to the Navamsha. Through Navamsha, we can add, or we can decide those initially ambiguous things. Like here, we see that this is the last degree of Gemini, so it is also Gemini Navamsha. This is the Vargatam. We could use the Satabdika dasha for this. And therefore, these nodes in 2nd and 8th are in the Rashi, in the Navamsha. Now, when nodes are in the 2nd and 8th, and especially here we have this Kālasarpa yoga, Rahu's ending the whole chain of planets, and especially if it's related to the moon, here it's in the Cancer, then this may be problematic. And we have here the confirmation in the Navamsha. So this is one thing. And the second thing, remember about that Saturn and Ketu, the bridge was Mars. Now the planet which was throwing him into the king of wealth is suddenly in the 12th from the Aruda Lagna. In the 9th house of fortune, when the Jupiter prevails, or misfortune, when the Mars will prevail. And what was one of the reason how this has turned negative? He had to sell his mansion. So this is the Mars, the property, the house. 4th lord again is leaving the 4th house. So the runaway yoga is there. And in the 12th from the Aruda Lagna. So this is now showing that what was giving the wealth because of the misfortune, 9th house, is now turning into the loss. And he had to file bankruptcy. Now, all of that was because of his spending. So maybe this 12th lord in the 8th is adding to all that. Ketu can mean that doing too much, not thinking about the whole process of what's going on, maybe losing the zoom out perspective, too much tunnel vision, impulsive things. In the interviews, he said that the wake-up call was, first he had the leg accident, and this somehow brought us the reflection, that insights. Also, Tupac died. I think they were assigned to the same death row something. So the accident, and then this losing of a friend or losing someone who belongs to the same Kutumba, the group, the 2nd lord in the 8th under this Preta dosha. This was really problem here. And this was therefore the wake-up call. But this is part of the process. We will also talk about how to see that process here. And someone could ask, what would be the psychological part of it? We can take the other lord of the 4th house, which is the ascendant lord. So initial thing is ascendant lord is in the 10th house. And this is giving Nicca Banga to himself. So many people who are going from rags to riches, they will have the ascendant lord in the 10th debilitated. I have seen that many times for such path. And here we see that this 4th lord, so losing all that and trying to get all that wealth could come from that, especially because it's with the sun. So sun can also in the 10th house, otherwise yoga for mastery of some area, right? Ascendant lord in the 10th is Siddha yoga, Buddha, Aditya, Mercury, Sun. I want to be the best. I want to be the king of something when it comes to skill, because it's the Mercury. Many people will have 8th house, and always this will be the symbolical or conventional meaning to that. But when it becomes something literal, like real debt, that would be also interesting question, which we can approach here. So part of the answer is that all the literal scenario situations for various people who will have that yoga, they will all have this layer of conventional or symbolic activation. But on top of that, what is making that difference? That now this will be a real debt. I will have some time to pay it off. This will be stressful. So now the whole financial burden is really there. How to see that? What must happen? By the way, if you like to know how your chart looks like in 2026, health, relationship, and career life, what yogas you have, what are they supporting, and in which period, then please consider booking the consultation. You can find the link in the description. So here comes the philosophy of levels. The more levels vote for that scenario, the more parts of the images are going in that direction. So the Karaka. Do we have Karaka here? Yes, Saturn is there. The Aruda, 8 from Aruda or A8. The Vargas, Navamsha. What about Kashinadhora? It is in Gemini here, and the same sign which was activated at the time, it was Capricorn, also the 8th house. So the Varga, the Navamsha, and the Karaka all are voting. Yes, we are not only now treat that as a placeholder, some idea, because you may feel indebted to something, and then this will have some impact on your life. Psychologically, you will feel indebted, but you will not have real debts. It may also be like that when you have 8th house loaded. Therefore, the same Rasi chart can give you so many external manifestation, whilst they all will have some common, we could say, idea-centered basis or karmic basis for those manifestations. But we want also to know not only from the perspective of idea and karma, but we would also like to know how it will manifest. So from this desire, the event-based astrology is coming. And because of that, we all have these challenges of those levels. We try to find a way to estimate what can really happen. Why losing of the house was the part of the process if the Mercury is not related to that problem in the 8th house of debts. So this is now very important, because if we will see his life, then there will be those steps. Like we have this 8th house, we could say it is already starting from that spending, 12th lord with the Ketu. And it was related to, he had a group of friends, and he also spent on that whole team friendship. It was like, I think, 1 million monthly. Is it possible? Therefore, it all collapses. And this is this 12th lord with the Ketu. And this is the start. Then we have this Jupiter and Mars, this accidents, and then these misfortunes which are waiting for the person. And then we have the next sign. We have this losing of the house. And then we have that Venus. So this is the stability. This is also the spirituality. Maybe the 5th lord of mantra or some prayers. He was saying that he became more spiritual. And this is also giving some wealth, because 5th lord related to 11th house. Maybe the lordship would be here more needed, but the Venus is Vargotam. So that Vargotam is overcoming that enemy Avashta, which is not good for finances. So that is that important change. And now we have two interesting points because we have this twist between Gemini and Sagittarius. On one hand, they are similar. A lot of things are common, but also we will notice this Venus and Mars twist. If you will read Brihat-Parashara Hora Shastra about this so-called Tatkalika Sambandha, or which lordship are positive, we will notice that for Gemini, the Venus tend to be quite positive. It's the fifth lord. Some say fifth lord is the best planet in the chart, whilst for Sagittarius, this is the Mars, which is the fifth lord. And for Gemini, Mars is the worst planet, 6th and 11th. And for Sagittarius, the Venus also may cause some problems. It's not easy planet. And other thing is Rahu exalts in Gemini. In Sagittarius, it's Ketu. The third thing is about the Badaka. For Gemini, Badaka is Jupiter. So Gemini people may have problem with understanding Jupiter. Sagittarius, the Badaka is Mercury. So if we collect all these planets, then Gemini would be Venus, would be Rahu, and a problem with Jupiter. Whilst for the Sagittarius would be Mars positive, we have Ketu exalted, and Mercury is the problem. So we have the Sura-Asura division. So therefore, this Mercury, Venus, Saturn, these are the Asuras, and the Jupiter, Mars, Ketu, these are the Suras. So this has some impact on how those people are seeing the world, how they act. Otherwise, they have also many similar things. They are both dual signs. They are all having this benefics, Lord in Kendra. So challenges when it comes to boundaries. We were talking about that in the previous videos. So the question would be what the person could do otherwise if he knew all that. So if we have these yogas, this problematic financial planetary position, then definitely we would not do such Ketu-centered choices, impulsivity and those spendings. Maybe the times will not always be summer, like the Gita says. It's like a changing of seasons in the second chapter. So summer, winter, especially with these yogas, we can see that Saturn in the 11th from Arudha Lagna, that was that summer of his life, but effect of Mars in 12, that was that winter. So many nice yogas for wealth in the Navamsha, in the Kashan Hora, but also this Kemadruma yoga, Kālasarpa yoga, and all this. And second lord in the 12th, quite afflicted, and very important position because of that Jata Graha. Therefore, knowing that, if he would know that, then maybe in his subconsciousness, that would create some form of caution, that maybe I should think twice about some of those things. But I think he landed nice because this Graha Malika is this Venus Vargadam. Okay, guys, so that's it for today. I hope this is giving you another perspective how to see the parts of the chart, which is the wealth, and parts of the chart with the challenge. And if you like to see more similar videos related to the financial aspects of our life, then please consider watching this one.